WDIV in Detroit. This is the second idea that's come from Graham Media Holdings. And this idea is called Focus on Ford Freedom. Again, this is an idea you could run in any marketplace that has a Ford dealership, and that's clearly every single market that we have. And if you think about it, it plays on the whole concept of the word focus, but it's focus on Ford freedom. So let's talk about it. The idea in Detroit was to honor the men and women who have served their country, and there are obviously a lot of them right now. To do that, they wanted to utilize North America's largest fireworks show, and it happens to take place in Detroit, Michigan. And I'm not positive, I'm pretty sure they shoot all the fireworks on the river there. It's all shot off the river. And the mission in this campaign was to send 20 military families to front row seats to basically get the insider seats for the show. And I don't know if anybody here has ever been, what's the fireworks show that K-Fog does? The Kaboom. There's a fireworks show here called Kaboom that is just off the hook. And one year, Cumulus Radio gave me front row seats with my family, and you could actually feel the cinders burning you. You were so close to the fireworks. And that's what they did here. And I will tell you, it's a memory I will never forget for the rest of my life. They put 20 families in front row seats. They also gave the awards out at Ford's World Headquarters. So these people actually got to go in and tour Ford's World Headquarters as well. And they made a very special night out for each of the families. You'll see that in just a minute. The participants were Ford Motor Company, the Ford Fund, Ford Foundation, if you will, and then local Ford DIV, and then their digital presence, Click on Detroit. Here was the execution. It ran June 13th through the 24th, 11 days total. The on-air featured Jim Vella. He's the head of the Ford Foundation. We've done things here with Chevron, with the head of the Chevron Foundation as well. So the corporations love getting out there and letting people know they're doing good for the community. To enter this campaign, veterans and their families needed to write, literally go on clickondetroit.com and entered a photo and a personal story. And that's what they used to pick the 20 families that went. And then the winners got a private viewing event on the riverfront for it. Out of this, WDIV got 75,000 on the TV side, 12,000 in digital, total of 87,000 in new spending to the station. But the most important part of this is what came back from the families. And I'm not going to read them because I've got to be honest, I'm not sure I could do it without tearing up and crying. You're going to see on the spot that ran, this was an incredibly emotional event for these families. And to do a campaign on television where the actual participants write thank you notes to Ford and Ford Foundation and the television station is pretty darn powerful. So again, here's a campaign that did something good for the community, made a lot of money for the television station, made a lot of people happy in the marketplace, and certainly a corporate sponsor that's thrilled with it as well. So Dave, let's run the video from the Focus on Ford.
On July 14th, 2007, my son, Specialist Christopher David Allen Kuby, was killed in Baghdad, Iraq. My son Christopher, he was just a fun-loving kid. Being that being the mom, I'm always saying kid because he was only 17 when he enlisted, but he was always the person that would bring the smile, bring the laugh, always joking. I mean, just who he was. Just being that he was killed in a different country. I wasn't there. I didn't hold his hand. I didn't watch him take his last breath. It was always somebody else, And when his body was flown in, it was just that I literally needed to have. I wanted to make sure that was my son. I heard first of the Ford Focus on Freedom contest through Facebook, through WDIV specifically. They chose 25 families, and so I was just honest. I'm not serving, but my son had, along with the picture that I sent, and lo and behold, they chose me as one of the recipients, our family, to go to the Ford Focus on Freedom Fireworks.
Ford Motor Company Fund is the philanthropic arm of Ford Motor Company. Ford Motor Company is more than 100 years old, and investing in communities and community organizations and in people is something we've been doing for all of those 100+ years. We invest primarily in areas of education, community development, community need, and of course our award-winning teen driving program, Driving Skills for Life, but also in organizations and in people that we know are so important to just building a brighter future. We call it Driving a Brighter Future. Ford Motor Company Fund partnered with WDIV on the Ford Focus on Freedom program. So we launched a bit of a contest on the community page on Click on Detroit to have family members, and members of the military tell us, why should you win a family 4-pack of tickets to have the best view? And it was the best view of the Detroit fireworks, the Ford fireworks. Seeing all of the members of the military arrive in their uniform with their families and letting their families see that both Ford and WDIV appreciate everything they've done for our country was just a wonderful, wonderful thing to see.
When I saw the fireworks going off, and I'm saying to myself, Christopher, seeing through my eyes, just look through my eyes and see this. And like my whole family was just like totally in awe. It was something special. And I thank Ford for that and WDIV for that. Because if it wasn't for the two in combination, I wouldn't have been there. I mean, that event to take one huge building and say, this is all nothing but veterans, and we're going to focus on the veterans and what it is to be a veteran and the respect. And that's what stands out, is they just gave utmost respect to the military, and I wish everyone could do that.